Today we're going to be solving square roots and other radical equations. So a radical equation is an equation with a variable in a radicand or as a rational exponent. And a square root equation is an equation as long as the index is 2. So let's look at some examples on how we can solve our equations. So first we want to subtract 2 from both sides of the equal sign. So we're left with the square root of 3x minus 2 equals 4. So in order to get rid of our square root, we want to square both sides. So 3x minus 2 equals 16. And then we just have our two-step equations. We add 2 to both sides. So 3x equals 18. So our last step would be to divide both sides by 3, and x equals 6. So just to make sure we solve this correctly, we're going to check our answers. So we have 2 plus the square root of 3 times 6 minus 2, and it will equal 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. And we do 18 minus 2 is 16. The square root of 16 is 4, and 2 plus 4 is 6. So it's true, so x equals 6. Let's look at the next one. Let's add 6 to both sides of the equal sign. So square root of 5x plus 1 equals 6. We want to square both sides so we can cancel out our square root. So 5x plus 1 equals 36. Subtract 1 to both sides. 5x equals 35. Divide by 5. X equals 7. So again, let's check our work. So we have the square root of 5 times 7 plus 1 minus 6 equals 0. So 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 1 is 36. Square root of 36 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So we know that x equals 7. So from here, we need to add 10 to both sides. So we are left with the square root of 2x plus 1 equals equals 5. So then we square both sides. So 2x plus 1 equals 25. Subtract 1 to both sides of the equal sign. 2x equals 24. Divide by 2. X equals 12. So once again, let's check our work. So negative 10 plus the square root of 2 times 12 plus 1 equals a negative 5. So negative 10, 2 times 12 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. And negative 10 plus 5 is a negative 5. And negative 5 does equal negative 5. So x equals 12. So look what happens when we have rational exponents. So here, let's divide both sides by 2, because right now we're multiplying the quantity by 2. So we have x minus 2 to the 2/3 power equals 25. We want to then, in order to get rid of our power of 2/3, we want to do a power of 3 over 2. So when we multiply those, they become a 1. So 25 to the 3/2. So we have x minus 2 equals, when we do 25 to the 3/2, it's really the square root of 25 to the 3rd power. Remember, the square root of 25 is a plus or minus 5 to the 3rd power, which means we have a positive 125 or a negative 125. So equals 125 or negative 125. So we can add 2, but make sure we add 2 to both of our solutions. So x can equal 127 or negative 123. And we do want to check our work on both of those. So we're going to have 2 times the quantity of 127 minus 2 to the 2/3 power equals 50. So this is 125 to the 2/3 power, which equals 50. 125 to the 2/3 is 25. And 2 times 25 is 50. So that one works. So let's check our negative 123. Go over to this side a little bit more. I'm going to go over here in this bottom corner just for space. So we're going to have 2 times negative 123 minus 2 to the 2/3 power equals 50. So we have 2 times negative 125 to the 2/3 power equals 50. So when we take our negative 125 and put it to the 2/3 power, we end up with a positive 25. And 25 times 2 is 50. So we know both of our answers are correct. So this one goes over here. Alright, this one. Divide both sides by 2. So x plus 3 to the 3/2 equals 27. So when we put a power to 2/3, we have x plus 3 equals, so when we do this, this is the cube root of 27, then squared. So the cube root of 27 is 3, and 3 squared equals 9. So this equals 9. So we subtract both sides by 3. X equals a 6. So let's check our work. So we have 2 times 6 plus 3 to the 3/2, or sorry, 3/2, which equals 54. And 2 times 9 to the 3/2 equals 54. So 9 to the 3/2 is 2 times 27. And 2 times 27 is 54. So 54 does equal 54. So we know our answer equals 6. Last example for today. Let's divide both sides by 3. So x plus 1 to the 3/5 power equals 8. So then we take both of these and take them to the 5/3 power. So x plus 1 equals, so we know this is going to be the cube root of 8, then 2 to the 5th power. The cube root of 8 is 2, so 2 to the 5th power is 32. So we subtract 1 to both sides. So x equals 31. So let's check our work. We have 3 times the quantity of 31 plus 1 to the 3/5 power equals 24. 31 plus 1 is 32. So 32 to the 3/5 power is 8. 3 times 8 is 24. And 24 equals 24. So we know that x equals 31.